and it looks like the Reaver's out for Jangbi, and Iris still hasn't stumbled upon the probe in the middle right, and I think Iris, yeah, has Vulture speed and mines, and it's going to be really tough to do any damage with this Vulture drop just because of Jangbi's Reaver, but Jangbi actually playing aggressive with the Reaver, and Iris has hardly any tanks. He's got just the 2 there, and I don't think he's going to be able to do anything if Jangbi has Zealots, and there they are. Nice drop on the Reaver. Gets, oh my gosh, loses the 1 tank. I mean, he's only got 2 tanks left. Iris is going to have to do something with these Vultures in Jangbi's base, but he's only got 4 left, and he's got some mines. And he built the Wraith, so he's going to be able to chase that shuttle out with ease, and he's actually not even going to be able to get the shuttle back. So it's going to be up to Iris how much damage he can do with this, with the Vulture drop, and I don't see why they're watching the Wraith chase the shuttle. Obviously, the shuttle is going to go down. I want to see what happened with the drop, and from the looks of it, I don't think Iris got that many probes. 6 kills on the Reaver, but I think one of them was a tank, and I think one of them was a Vulture. So, I mean, a few SCVs that went down, but, you know, both players went for, I wouldn't say like a rush build, but they definitely went for an aggressive harass opener with both the dropship and the Reaver, and both of them pretty much failed miserably. But Jangbi, with the expansion, I think he's going to take his 3rd pretty soon here, and looks like Iris gets the Reaver with the Wraith, so, you know, that was pretty big there, especially if Jangbi's producing another shuttle. I mean, that's kind of a waste there, unless he decides to build another Reaver or some Zealots, but the 3rd going up for Jangbi, and I have to imagine, I mean, knowing Iris's playstyle, I think he's going to put down a total of 5 factories, or 6, and go for an aggressive 2-base push. I mean, I hardly ever see Iris take the early 3rd and opt for the late game, especially against a player like Jangbi.
Yeah. This is probably a pretty good map to, well, good positions, these spots right now to do that. Pretty decent base distance, and he's got a good pathway. He doesn't have to traverse a lot of open ground, so not a lot of room to get flanked. So this would be a good... It looks like he's not doing that, though. I don't see him putting down very many factories. It could just be that he's his natural was late, so he's behind right now, but I don't see the factories going down for Iris as of yet. Strange game so far, but I definitely have to give Jangbi the advantage. Even though he didn't get a lot of SCVs with his drop, I don't think Iris really did anything. And if you got 4 SCVs, a tank, and a Vulture, I mean, losing the tank really hurts. Every less tank you have is one less tank you have when you push, or 1 tank's building time later that your push comes. It looks like he's going to try to Reaver drop again, but Iris is totally ready for this. Hopefully Jangbi doesn't actually put the Reaver down, because it's going to get slaughtered right away. He's just going to have to save his... Oh, he built another Wraith. Another Wraith built by Iris. What a baller. Totally predicting Jangbi's Reaver push, and oh man, this Reaver's not going to do anything. I mean, he might get a few SCVs. He might not even get it down. Oh, these are actually DT.
Oh my gosh.
A late DT drop.
Oh my god.
What a play by Jangbi. Wow. We can see his base, and we didn't even expect that. I'm sure Iris is surprised as shit. This is going to do a lot of damage. Iris doesn't even have his comsat started yet. Like, I don't even know if he started building an academy. Maybe he figured, oh wow, those tanks are going to go down. This is getting really bad for Iris. I mean, every second that goes by here, he's falling farther and farther behind. This is probably enough to end the game here. Oh, and a nice little drop going on by Iris right there. He's going to do a lot of damage to the 3rd, using the tanks to siege and kill the cannon. He's going to run in with the Vultures and take out the probes. But he's just losing so much here. I mean, this is really awful. Just a terrible place to be for Iris. His whole main base is getting slaughtered. It looks like he's not even going to do a lot of damage with this drop. He kind of got a little impatient, and Jangbi saw it coming. He's got the goons down there. It looks like most of the probes survived. Still got 11 probes there. And this game is pretty all but over. I mean, there's really nothing you can do. Like, if you're in this situation, what would you do if you were in the situation that Iris is in?
I mean, you're really fucked. I mean, when you get to the point where you take an early game pressure, I mean, Jangbi knows that Iris really had to cut corners because he went for the 2-fact and it was pretty much failed, and we see Iris trying to do some harassment there. I mean, you know, at the point where as a Protoss is being ahead, I mean, you can really take those investments to make sure you get the forge, wall off your expansions. You don't even have to worry about that because you know you're so far ahead on economy that, you know, the only way you could possibly lose is a real dangerous harass. So, I mean, Iris, at least he did some kind of complex. He had like 2 tanks and then 4 Vultures dropped and then the tank sieged outside. But even that, you know, it slowed down the mining a little bit, but it didn't do much. And, you know, he losing 2 more tanks in addition to all those Dark Templar drops. And so, I mean, he really just had to cut corners, and Iris scanning for the Observer and killing, and killing it with the Wraith. So I don't... Another shuttle. I think this is the third shuttle from Jangbi so far, and it looks like that's going to get taken. Wow, that was an excellent mind bomb there. Just great play from Jangbi there. Excellent push break. I mean, getting the leg speed and moving out, and Iris GGing. I mean, Jangbi, you know, I guess he just played that textbook. I think he played microed really well against Iris's early 2 factory build, and he just, you know, besides the strange Dark Templar drop, I mean, he pretty much just played textbook, you know, perfect PvT from there.
Yeah, Jangbi, I mean, he played really good. I mean, he pretty much picked Iris apart. Everything he did seems to have worked. I mean, what can you really say? His control was great. Had a good build prepared for the map, and Iris was really never in any danger of winning that game. There's only one point where he dropped the vultures, but Jangbi was pretty much completely ready for all of Iris's drops. And Iris was not really that prepared for Jangbi's. I mean, even though he got the Wraith out, the Wraith was too late to prevent the first Reaver drop from doing damage, even though he did get the Reaver and the shuttle later on. And the second drop, DT, Iris totally didn't see it coming at all. It completely caught him off guard. He was already a little behind in the game, and that just kind of sealed the deal. So really good play by Jangbi. Looks like the Korean fans were right. I mean, Jangbi just kind of demolishing him.
Yeah, so, and I think Jangbi really isn't easy out of this group. I mean, I can see him just easily 2-0ing whatever, you know. I mean, Iris is really the only wild card that had a chance at, you know, taking a shot and getting a win out of Jangbi. But, I mean, Fantasy, you know, I'm not a big Fantasy fan, so, I mean, I can't see him beating Jangbi. And, you know, Tempest, you know, Jangbi's PvP isn't that good, but I think it's definitely good enough to beat Tempest. And, you know, with that note, even, you know, saying Jangbi is a contender to get out of this group is obvious, but I would definitely say Jangbi's a huge contender for making it to the top 4 or even winning this MSL, I think. You know, just lately, and Jangbi's not just one of those players who, like, you know, C or Leda, where he plays excellent in Pro League, doesn't do so well here, chokes here. I mean, Jangbi is just all around just a very excellent player. I mean, he didn't make it to the OSL, which is kind of surprising, but just overall, he's just such an excellent player. It's just micro is just so good. His build orders, I mean, especially with that move with the Dark Templars. I mean, that was a pretty cheap shot, but it was, you know, excellently prepared. He knew that Iris wasn't going to be building any sort of detection because Iris knew that Jangbi went for the shuttle, so he just built a Wraith and he kind of gimped on turrets a little bit and didn't go for the Academy whatsoever. So, you know, I guess
good play.
For the most part, I mean, just Jangbi pretty much ripped that game apart, and next game we're going to be seeing Fantasy and Tempest, another TVP.
Yeah, I think it's also should be another pretty good game. I do actually like Fantasy, although he probably was a little lucky to get second in that OSL. He didn't have to take out the top.
No, I think it was pretty much pure luck.
Yeah.
But, you know, other people disagree, that's for sure.
No, I don't think he's up there with the best yet in that kind of S class, but he's a solid player. I wouldn't count him out. I think I'd actually have to pick him as a favorite in the next game over Tempest, but he definitely is going to get demolished by Jangbi in the winners game if he makes it out of there. So I'm going to say, yeah, Jangbi probably going to make it out of the group pretty easily, and it's going to come down to basically Tempest versus Iris, and then the winner of that taking on Fantasy. And I think Fantasy's probably going to come out of the group. As much as I like Iris, I think Fantasy is a little better player right now. I don't think Iris is too sharp. So that being said, let's move on to the next game so we don't have to make this into 3 parts. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, we'll see you in the next game. Peace out.
Yeah, peace out, guys.